more so in the plan they had.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? Enchantress, Windranger, Clockwork Sanction. Like, I mean, it just
really.
Honestly, I'm gonna say it's not a good lineup. Like, it just isn't. Like, that's just such a weird draft. And I think if they fix their drafts, I could honestly see this being a quick 2-0. I really do.
It was one of those games, guess the hero.
Yeah.
Like, with brown boots,
Ring of Health,
stout shield.
I like it though. Like Seb said, honestly, it's how every team feels too. Like, sure, they want to win these tournaments, even win a minor, win a major, but it's all about TI, right? So they're looking to the future, and I think it's a good way to look at it, especially if you're struggling. Like, it alleviates pressure now, because you're like, no, it's fine. We're going to the future, which could be problems down the line, but I think it's good for the now.
I have a question for you, Grant. Do you think TI winner from the last year should get a direct invite?
Honestly, I do, yes. I really believe so.
I think so too, as long as they still have 3 of the same team.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes
I think that makes sense.
I wouldn't force a team to stick together purely because, then they can get back. But if it's still the same team, like in this case, 4 players plus 1, you change 1, that's, But I think that should be a thing. I guess in like other, right, you can compare it to other sports, it's not like that, right? I think maybe it's a good thing for Dota because we are, right? That's why we gave 2 slots to SA, 2 slots to CIS. We want to see more, and I mean, if OG doesn't perform, do they deserve that slot? It's tough, right? I think it is tough. But at the same time, you gotta, I feel like you should definitely get an invite. But then again, I also feel like you should invite the top 4 of each major to the next major, so they don't have to play in the qualifiers anymore and don't take qualifier slots off of teams that just want to have a shot.
Yeah, the system we have right now is not perfect. We're gonna see some changes in DPC Season 3 for sure.
Hello, there's an ancient apparition ban.
I'm all about it. There is.
That's an alchemist counter. Is this an easy alchemist ban / alchemist pick?
Yeah, I mean, they should first picked it. So.
I mean, they should know something is up. AA is not. He received a couple of buffs.
I mean, ancient apparition ban. I mean, it's not.
He just hasn't been picked in what I think 1 qualifier. I saw him like, and it was like a 114 core build.
I mean, you can just buy Ancient Apparition, upgrade the Urn of Shadows.
Yeah. Dude, what? First pick Troll. OG, I mean, if you're gonna first pick, I think Lifestealer or Troll probably are like the best. If you're gonna have to pick a 1 hero, the ILTW especially, I think that's fine. Definitely different.
What a time to be alive. Troll first pick.
But you wouldn't be. I'm sorry. I'm going back to the Alchemist, because if you do still go for the Alchemist first phase and you got a Troll Alchemist, you wouldn't pick 2 cores first. But is there a chance Alchemist is a support?
No, then they wouldn't ban AA.
Yeah. It's weird.
It is. I mean, honestly, I could see Jarek saying, "Let me play." He buys brown boots first, gets the stun. Like, I could see it. I don't think they should, but I definitely could see it.
Well, they just debated.
Yeah, I think I even see you kind of see No-Tail like smiling after that. I think they wanted to bait RNG to do something crazy. RNG's like, no, we're gonna stick to our guns. And Bane Ember is quite the opening. I like it. Both teams have really good laning already.
Yeah, Bane is extremely good against Troll, either to sleep him while he's using his ulti, so you need to wake him up, or we saw Troll being played against Necro, so you need to be either popping your ulti prematurely or you're just gonna die.
Yeah. This Bane, though, I mean, Nature's Prophet counters him pretty hard in lane, even through like the mid game too, right? Trans being able to wake up, sleep. I do really like that Nature's Prophet pick.
Bane is a great counter to Troll as well, because you're gonna pop your ultimate and you're gonna get stuck.
Yeah, for 500 seconds.
Yep.
Dude, that new Enfeeble, like, I remember when it first came out, everyone's like, this new Enfeeble is just straight up, like, a lot of stuff. Like, even when Magic Wand first came in Dota 1, like, everyone's like, this item's garbage, and then turns out it's, like, his best ability. It is funny. I do love seeing that. Like, even pros, right? No one thought Enfeeble was good, Puppy included, and finally someone does it, and, you know, the bandwagon hops on in.
I still think it's bad in pubs because you need a lot of coordination to make it work.
But luckily in pubs also Bane has 2 other great abilities, right? And he just dominates lane. He's just a very good hero still. I'm fine with that. I don't mind seeing Bane.
No, it's an okay hero. But super exciting in lane.
Yeah, I know that Jarex loves to play Oracle. It's extremely good against Ember Spirit, plus it gives your Troll extra extra couple of seconds, not couple of seconds, extra time, so that he can die. I love that combo.
It is, and good versus Ember as well. It's still purchased Flame Guard, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I know for a while. I thought for like a month they changed it, and I was like, God, why? Oracle's already like not seeing any picks. So.
Team pick. OG's
But then do you have enough playmakers if you have like no tail on the Nature's Prophet and Oracle? I guess you still have your 3 position. There's the Viper. We have seen a decent amount of this hero.
Yep.
And we have seen pretty much we've seen a couple people actually level poison attacks, but most of them just go like 0-4-4, head to the jungle, pop out at 9 minutes with an Atos, and you're like, what the hell? Like, what can we do?
Happened?
10 seconds remaining.
Well, I brought up a good thing when we were talking earlier. Do you think crowns should be purchasable at the side shop?
No, I think that needs to be removed.
Because right, everyone buys it. You've got the Pugnas who like the Atos, the Vipers. Then you have all the cores want to buy drums. It's a really, and you don't have to use the chicken, so middle can just abuse it. Hey, look at Lacoste here, the king, with the Oracle call.
Oracle himself.
Is he? I mean, he's not very good versus Viper, right? But I don't think that's like.
I mean, you can just remove all the magical damage
from as long as he doesn't have an Ags, it's good. Yeah. If he has an Ags, I'm not a fan of that.
So far, RNG's lineup looking really good. They have everything. They're going to have a lot of team fight, heroes that can scale. They have something versus through BKB. Maybe a bit low on tower damage right now. And Vision Game is not that strong.
Yeah, I mean, well, you have Nature's Prophet who just kind of runs the Vision game in here. And unless you get some like a Beastmaster, which I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
I really, he plays it a lot too, I think.
I think they need a hero that can cut into backlines and just find Oracle.
Yeah, you have to.
OG's turn to
No Tiny. Okay. So there other support here? I think Tiny. Who went the tree grab? It was Kez, not Kezcute. It was Boom ID. I forget the player though. And he went tree. I remember we're like, what the hell is this guy doing?
You need to read patch notes.
Yeah, but then he first bloods the Phoenix. We're like, oh yeah, 0 armor, whatever. I don't think we'll see that this game, especially versus like a Nature's Prophet Oracle.
Yeah, when Tiny is being played as support, most of the time he just skips 3 grab and just goes all in on magical damage.
They nerfed that ability into the ground. Morphling, okay. That's definitely going to be the tops in Morphling then, right? Because I think, isn't ILTW, like, he was known for spamming Troll and Pubs? I could be wrong. I swear that was, like, his most played hero for a while.
They can still swap. I think both of them play
both
heroes. I still feel like they need a stun, maybe something with lower cooldown so they can control this Ember Spirit, because they only have 1 root.
How about a support Ember Spirit? Support Alchemist. No. One hero that is still in the pool that we've seen a lot is Shadow Shaman. Yes. In terms of a lot of disable.
True. And RNG actually used to play it a decent amount. I'm surprised they just skip on over it.
Yeah, they could swap Nature's Prophet to position 3, even though I'm not the biggest fan of it. Have Oracle on 5, but most of the time when OG plays it, it's no tail on position 5 Nature's Prophet.
And he makes, the best part is when you play Nature's Prophet as a 5, like, you never feel bad about farming. And I don't think your team ever gets mad, but if you're a 3, you're like the playmaker. And people are like, well, pardon me, why are you farming? Meanwhile, if you're a 5, they're like, yeah, sure, go farm the jungle, get an item. You're way more farm than the other 5, because a Nature's Prophet should double the net worth of a Bane at like 30 minutes in.
We have the Brew Band out on the side of Royal Never Give Up, which is obviously, it's a hero that can be played as support with Disable, and it also offers a little bit more team fight potential, which is something that both teams kind of lack.
Yes, they do. They're both skirmish teams, right? Yes. Ember is always a skirmisher. Troll, it kind of is. I'm not really sure about the morph, but I like the Brew Band. It just stops team fight. It's a very comfortable hero for Matt as well. That's funny. Both teams leaving their offlane to last, it looks like.
Yep. But there's a lot more team fighty offlaners.
Oh, I like this hero, but I need to do the math. This is a good lockdown, right, for Ember.
Yes.
You can pretty much time a guaranteed bash if you want the blink instead of going for like the cast time of Slithering Crush, which could work, but I don't know. This hero
you still gotta get that hit off though. You blink in and then
blink and hit instead of using Crush.
Yeah, I think it is technically like point. 1 set. I actually have to look at the math because I have done it before, but
you can get out of your Ember.
Yes, you can. You definitely can. If you're quick, you will get out.
This opens up the early Roche for OG with Troll, Nature's Prophet plus StarLadder ulti.
RNG has like no Roche at all either. Yeah, that's really good. OG definitely has like, you can see their timing. They want to do this 20-25 minute first or second Roche. I still like Beastmaster. I think
Beastmaster, they could... Tidehunter could also work. Just to disrupt, have that Blink Dagger initiation besides Tiny. Because Tiny as 4, he can get a Blink Dagger at 11-minute mark or at 25-minute mark. You never know. Depends how the game goes.
Flyby has played Darkseer, Doom and Legion Commander.
Doom is good pick as well.
Oh, what?
Off lane Viper then,
Off lane Viper, yes. He's a Flyby Viper.
Well, we said OG was like the experimental team, and now we're just popping out an off-lane Viper. So why do they? I mean, clearly they think Shadow Fiend is just an amazing hero. This game, Lacoste. Like, I'm asking you because I don't even know. Because why would you actually just pick this hero into a StarLadder? Right? Feels very odd to me.
I guess just that they needed someone that can build into Guardian Gears. You could do that from position 3 as well, but.
It's gonna be normally do that anyways, though.
It does.
Yeah, that's so weird.
So we talked a lot about the first 20 minutes being very important, especially for RNG, who kind of lacked power in those first 3 games we saw them play. Are they good now? Like, is this something that they can work with in the first 20 minutes, especially?
I was expecting something more of a team fight oriented as the last pick, something that can get. As I mentioned, in the backlines, find the Oracle. Shadow Fiend is not that hero, and
Viper,
I'm not a big fan of the Shadow Fiend last pick here.
All right, Grant.
I kind of agree. I think OG, just as he said too, they have a way better Roche lineup. I think Nature's Prophet as a 5 is way better than Bane laning phase, scaling into the late game. Obviously, versus Troll, Bane's good, but I don't know. I think this could be a very rough game for RNG.
Let's find out who's gonna take the lead here in the first elimination game of the day. It is over to ODPixel and Fogged.
I came a long way.
This is RNG game 1 just about to begin, and yeah, bit of surprise there with that last final pick from RNG, going back for a mid lane hero, going for the Shadow Fiend, and moving that Viper to a side lane. Why are they doing this? Is it a better matchup now mid for an SF compared to what a Viper could have had? I mean, it can't feel like, right? Viper seems to win every lane anyway.
Yeah, I'm really curious about it, to be honest. I'm not too sure what the idea was. Maybe it was just to push the Morphling out of that mid lane. I think maybe you can put pressure on as a Shadow Fiend, but I've actually seen the Morphlings in the Morphling versus SF matchup. Like, Morphling has such high base damage that you're able to get all those in nice, because they're actually OG's dodging the lane. They're sending tops and bottom on Morph, and they're putting the Troll mid. So they're switching it up a little bit here. So I'm looking at both drafts, and I'm seeing very little team fight on both sides.
Yes.
I think RNG, you know, once they've got like their SF with an item, their team fight looks a little bit better with like Ember, Viper, and SF together. OG's, I just don't have any. They've like, what's their longest cooldown spell is the Battle Trance, right? 90 seconds. False Promise. All right, False Promise is 100 level 1, but.
Actually, at the top here, bit of trading going on. The Seb goes with a 2-man crush onto Lanham and Monet. A route onto Monet. Seb's got another crush available. A little low HP. Maybe he can get back in onto Lanham. He's trying to sneak around the trees to get to him, but cannot quite do so. The runes are Fu and Flyby will be able to secure the one down bottom. There's no time to try his best to try and fight them off. But overall, though, OG will get the 3 runes. They got the 2 runes top, so 3 runes to start for OG, just the 1 for RNG.
Top lane can be a bit tough for the Ember Spirit. Ember does not like laning or playing versus Oracle in majority of the game. He just keeps dispelling your shield. It's just, yeah, very annoying to play versus Oracle as Ember. And we saw Nota also, when they did claim those bounty runes, he actually denied 2 of his treants while they were trying to kill him. And we did see Afu go for the tree grab in this game. Makes more sense this time. Oh, is he going to not? Okay, I thought he was going to deny all 4 of his treants. But yeah, I guess in this game it makes sense because he's versus an NP. So usually we've been seeing the max QW, but since he has to clear those treants to try to help this lane out, it does make sense. But I think this lane is going to be an absolute disaster bottom for RNG. I don't think they'll be able. Yeah, I really don't think that they're gonna have fun down here versus this NP Morphling.
Yeah, Flyby's gonna. Oh, I said they was gonna change it. No, he was just keeping back to the tier 1 tower in that lane, so they're not changing it. They are gonna stick with the Viper down here.
They're going to get bullied so much by No-Tail down here.
Yeah, I mean, you see these punches just melting the Viper.
I mean, Viper, 1 armor. Tiny, 0 armor.
He's got no regen left. That was his last tango.
And when No-Tail, like, this time he didn't start with a Blightstone. He's going to pick it up ASAP. He already has it queued up. It's, you know, it's the build. You go like medallion pretty much every game on the hero, but versus these 2 heroes, it's even more beneficial. Nice already. Mid matchup, we see LTW doing just fine versus the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, Setsu has got those early stacks up.
Sure.
So, at the same time, we should see Setsu have no problem getting the CS hit in the middle lane.
My big concern already, well, my concern for RNG is the bottom lane. I already mentioned it, but it's going to be...
No-Tail's bullying the 2 of them.
It's going to be a absolute free farm Morphling in this game.
You see Flyby, he nearly dies there in the bottom lane. Top lane, in fact, Lanham, he does die. Jarix gets the lane, in fact, bottom lane, he does die. They get the 2 kills, they're going to get Arthur as well. Yeah. I mean, this No-Tail, because the other day, No-Tail in the series we saw, he didn't look too great. He had some, you know, pretty rough starts to the game where he died twice in the first minutes and charges. This game is like a brand new No-Tail. He's back in and he's starting on these fools with the Nature's Prophet.
They're winning, they're crushing all 3 lanes already. Top lane is going to be fine for them because they've got StarLadder Oracle versus Ember Bane. Ember, he has a little bit better armor now, but you just keep getting hit by this bash so deep as you walk up, and you're versus Oracle, who's a natural counter for you. They're actually getting the side pull off as well, so they're going to deny some experience up top to RNG here. And yeah, it's going to be a complete free farm Morphling line with no pressure on him whatsoever.
Oh, the Prophet pick and the Prophet play, it's very, very strong. And No-Tail is showing us that, you know, against the right sort of dual lane. And as you mentioned, a lane that RNG sort of handed to OG. They said, we're going to do this. We want to put the Viper on the side lane.
It's just tough because I look and I'm like, it's 0 armor, 1 armor, and not only just that, they're both some of the slowest heroes in the game. Viper with the Windlace has 298. Tiny has 290 right now, so they just get free poked all the time here. No-Tail has the Blightstone mid lane.
RGW, he just goes for the kill. Ooh, the Salve will save him, but does of course get immediately cancelled. Top lane, Monet dies. They get in the 2 of them. Jarix and Seb get the kill. It's 4-0, 3 minutes in, 2k lead. OG, they are not messing around today.
And they have a very fast-paced draft. Just like Panel was talking about, they have ways to take Roche, they have easy ways to take objective. They've actually been focusing a lot on making sure they have objective takers. They always seem to have like a Troll, a Beastmaster, someone else who can hit buildings in their draft list, and they even have the Nature's Prophet too on top.
Thompson is in the trees. We are going to see be able to hide around. He's able to shift back up. Arfu's going to turn towards No-Tail. No-Tail getting some more treants out. Arfu is bringing No-Tail there. They've got the Avalanche. They should be able to kill No-Tail this time. They do. They will finally put an end to No-Tail's bullying and harassment down on that bottom lane, getting the Prophet out of there.
They needed that big timing. Just looking at the last hits, they're not able to get too much. Flyby's actually out of mana down here. They're out of pretty much all their region down here, and No-Tail's just going to TP back in. Not going to be able to find anything, though, at bottom lane. Top, though, we see the Oracle getting gone on. Oh, Jarix does have a Fairy Fire available. Gonna probably use on the next hit. Yeah, should be okay, but there's a Brain Sap in 2-1. He's fine.
Just gets out of range. In fact, Seb gonna have a Crush available. We'll look towards Lanham. Is there mana for Purified Blades? It doesn't matter. The Slayer Fist from Monet will kill Jarix off. They do lose Lanham.
Jarix is trying to be fancy and put down the tree to block Lanham's vision. He tried to drop a branch.
Seb's got another bash here. He doesn't go in. He did not quite have the mana for another Crush afterwards.
That was pretty... I mean, that's noble effort by Jarix to try to block it in. But he's going to maybe get Monet the tree.
He's trying his best to hide it. The juke is not going to work. The power of the Purifying Flames gets another kill.
You're clapping?
Yes, we have a live audience. Even though we're out the back. But
I'm clapping. Do you have sound?
I do not have game sound.
Okay, I lost game sound as well.
The people at home, I'm going to find out. Keep going. Otherwise, we can make game sounds ourselves.
Well, they're trading hits up top. If you want to do the, you know, their attack animation sounds, go for it.
I got to check this though, because they may have. All right, we got the game sound back. We got game sound back. I fixed it.
So now No-Tail, he's recognized that bottom lane is a total disaster for RNG. So he's recognizing that, okay, Viper's gonna go jungle because that's what this hero does. I think he's blocking it. Like, he's actually not blocking the camp. I thought he might with the first ward, but he's put down 2 wards in that area just to watch them while they're trying to farm. And he's coming back. Continue the pressure. Flyby. Oh, he's taking the creeps instead. Oh my god.
Well, instead of trying to kill him, he's just like, I don't want to kill you.
Creeps.
I'll take the neutrals instead, bro. You got to walk back to base. I don't want to kill you. You're not worth it. BM there.
Man, this top, it almost feels even harder that they put the Ember Spirit top. Because it's versus a StarLadder, who, as I mentioned, does great, and it's versus the Oracle, who loves playing versus Ember Spirit, because you can never play around your Flame Guard.
Setsu getting very low here as RTW does go for playing him. Notel's going to TP in. Arfu is there. Make it a little harder for them to get to Setsu. Notel's trying to go for it, but he's going to tank the tower. He steps a little too far forward. Another raise comes through, and Notel will die for that one.
Definitely tip Notel for that one.
You could see the temptation. He really wanted that SF kill, but as soon as the tower started hitting him, he realized he'd done goofed.
He's going to come back, I think. He pinged him right away. He's got CP available. I think he's going to try to go mid.
No, surely not.
They're backing up and going for Shrine.
Oh, they could go for the Flyby kill though. Flyby is now on his own. Thompson, they're able to turn as the Viper. Give him a literal taste of his own medicine with the poison down upon him. Flyby. Another. Down on the ground. Thompson should be able to chase it. I imagine he's going to have the punches. And oh yeah, RTW. He's going to join the fight, claim the glory, claim the gold.
Top lane, they're trying to set up here for Sep. They've got a chains in about 2 seconds. Is it
they've got the slight change combo. They'll lock it down into the avalanche. Is there anything Jared can do to save him? Tries to do some magic immediately, but 4 heroes hitting into him. Sep cannot survive. So now RNG starting to turn the heat up, make some plays themselves, get active on the map.
That's a big rotation though. 4 heroes to the top lane. Viper dies bottom. You look at the lane distribution. OG still has all the heroes showing on the map in the laning phase and getting a decent amount here. Jarex picks up Arcane Boots. Has Setsu queued anything up yet? Oh,
the Yule's build.
The Yule's build instead of the I thought they picked it for the
look
match.
At these body blocks again. Notel. Slowing Setsu down. Setsu will be able to turn, will be able to get away. Arfu and Flyby there with the backup. They're going to get the avalanche onto 2 in fact. Notel is in trouble. A couple of raises come out. Setsu claims the kill on the Prophet.
Arfu's coming in clutch with these small little rotations to try to salvage everything.
Yeah, he's sort of interrupting any sort of a attempt from Notel's Prophet to make these rotations. Who always prepared to help out Setsu.
Looking forward to see what Tops can actually do with the Morph in this game. He has some really fun abilities that he can get, be it from the Ember Spirit, the tiny spells, SFs, Vipers. Like, there's fantastic spells on all 4 of those. Setsu is invis up here.
Go for the raises, bang! Triple. Perfectly lined up onto Jarex. They're going to try for Sep as well. Sep's trying to run, he's got the backup, and Notel goes for the spray onto Lanham. Sep will have the space to retreat.
Cool, he went Dominator on the StarLadder, by the way. A little bit different approach.
Monet does get the tower deny up top. I see Notel TP in deep, get some deep wards down inside the jungle of RNG.
Watch the courier as well. Don't think he's going to be able to snipe it.
He's going to try for the way back. Oh, he is. He's hanging around. He's going to try, but no, just out of line of it.
Takes him too many hits. It would take him like probably 2 or 3.
As
maybe
long
3.
as they would have been looking.
Yeah.
They would have protected it.
Dire's middle tower is under
Still, as you can see, OG's 3 cores at the head
Yep.
and top of the net worth.
Thompson's still not getting pressure. That's the big thing. Is RNG, they're not actually able to make any moves themselves right now. They're playing reactionary Dota to what OG is making happen on the map.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Killing Thompson is it's not going to be necessarily easy down the line with the heroes that they have. Those sort of hard silences. The hardest of lockdown really is a Fiend's Grip from Lanham if he gets the opportunity to do so. Notel getting slightly fisted. He's not in boots with the wraparound. Setsu can get a couple of raises out. He's not got the mana. He's got mana for 2 raises. There's one. And give it the second one long range. Bam. Does it perfectly. Setsu gets the kill. Be able to position themselves for the 2 bounty runes down bottom here.
That's the big thing, right? It's just at least trying to get something else out of it, because the kill is okay, but they have to get more because they lost a tower, and I believe ILTW is also hitting on mid.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Look at the wards by OG already here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Placed down early on, trying to keep that pressure up. Like we mentioned, their draft is about high octane, playing quick. If they can get these 3 tier 1s down, or even 2 tier 1s down, in particular that mid one, they can easily just walk to that Roche pit when they have StarLadder level 6.
W is going to go for the run and on to Setsu. Setsu's got the haste rune bottled and ready to pop.
RNG really they have to keep tabs on when the StarLadder, Troll, or Nature's Prophet kind of go missing, because either combination of the heroes can easily go for that Roche play. The Corrosive Haze plus those Treants, or Corrosive Haze plus a Troll, they can try to just look to bring that down. So RNG have to keep tabs on that Roche and have to keep trying to defend these tier 1s, most importantly. This last tier 1.
It's going to be hard to do so though with RTW. The wave pushed in and with the backup of Jarex behind him, he has hit 6, so false promises at the ready. All those saves. So getting a bit of space down bottom. He's very close to picking up his 6 as well. Still that 3k lead that has remained there for the entirety of the game so far, that you've just been unable to catch back up to the farm of Topson's Morphling.
Their playmaking is just hard, right? Because of the 3 cores they have. They don't have your standard, like, offlaner, right? It's a Viper, Ember, Shadow Fiend core. Who's going to be the one to give up the farm and make the plays? Someone's got to do it. It can't only be relied on the supports to be making all the moves this game for RNG. So I think when they have the Atos, it's going to be flyby. And he's getting pretty close. They prioritize actually giving him the mid lane to make sure he can get that farm so he can look to set up for plays around the map for his team. SF also maybe with that Eul's build. Really curious about the build too. I've seen it in pubs still. I've seen a couple like SF Eul's builds, but I think in pro I've seen exclusively the Guardian Grief build.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to. There was one of the CIS SFs that did do a Eul's build, I think, back at one of the previous non-DPC tournaments. I think. Okay. Maybe Alpha Ninja in a game did the Eul's build. Either him or Iceberg. One of those two have still rocked it in one of the recent patches, but for sure, yeah. You don't see this build a lot at all.
And that's I mean, it's going to make their more magic damage oriented for the Shadow Fiends, so their physical damage is going to be quite limited on RNG. And I look at them and I don't really know how they take objectives. I think RNG's objective taking is pretty much, we need to win a big fight and then we have to get a tower afterwards, because they don't hit Roche, they don't hit buildings. They just have to make plays at a fast pace, but OG, they have a much faster paced lineup. And looking at the lanes, like, we see the top 3 cores farming incredibly well. And Morphling, who's just unpressured all game.
Topson's just had this entire side of the map to himself. Yep. Oh no, I'm sort of both halves, if you consider in terms of has had teammates around, so he's had uninterrupted solo XP.
They're gonna try for a play now here though. They have Lon M level 6 finally. He's 6.5 actually, I think. But still, they can look to set up for this play now here. If you can get a ward down, as long as they can get it before the attribute shift. But Topson's also sitting at kind of high HP.
He's putting the ward down, so they've got that extra vision and reach range to set up. Got to get the perfect Fiends grip. Topson saw it. He did. Instant shift, and they know if it counts for the Fiends grip, you're never going to kill him once he gets the shift off beforehand. So Topson, he was more than prepared for that play.
OG just says they have free control of the map right now. I mean, he just goes back, he farms, Troll's farming mid, StarLadder's farming top. You see RNG, they're not really farming nearly as well. Now Flyby, even with the Atos finish, he's not looking to make a play, he's just continuing to jungle.
OG themselves, with the smoke, they're ready to try and make something happen in the mid lane, take away that final tier 1 tower. Maybe, is it going to be a smoke and Roche? They're walking towards the pit, but ILTW and Jared will show themselves. They want to try and get kills first. They'll go towards Flyby. Do have the setup here. Corrosive Haze down upon him. He's trapped in the Sprout, nuked down by the Purifying Flames. Flyby's gone. They'll get the kill. That should open up the space for them to take the tier 1 tower. Fortification will momentarily slow them down, but OG will finally take the 3rd tier 1 tower off the map from RNG.
Do they just go straight to the Roche?
I mean, without the Viper, I mean, it would have been a hard for RNG to contest anyway. They are 5,000 gold behind as a team of 14 minutes.
Yeah, only 14 minutes in. It's not even just that gold. You know, you always have to pay attention to that experience too. It's early, and it's 5,000 experience lead too. OG, they're just reading all the plays that RNG is doing, and they're making the faster plays. That's the name of the game for their draft. It's just playing fast. I mean, they won all 3 lanes as well, which really helps. So. And these deep wards, No Tail. We've seen him do this so many times on the Nature's Prophet. He's even started to ward camps to be able to block some of the farm from RNG trying to get it. And they just have tabs of everything that RNG is trying to do on the map because of these deep wards.
Now bottom, Setsu. He's been found out alone. He has the Eul Scepter, will hold back the Troll, but the body blocks are there from No Tail with the treants, allowing RTW to close back in on the SF.
Those are some very nice body blocks. Yeah, team giving him the tip too.
Yeah, I think, you know, No Tail seems to be on something on the Prophet today. I think this could definitely warrant an early ban if you're RNG or taking it away from the team.
I think you'd prefer to let him have like Enchantress.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Can you play the Enchantress?
Uh-oh, Topson mid, but he gets the shift
off again.
And he's got
Aegis. They might as well back off. There's no point in trying to hit there and hit the Morphling.
Oh my god, this game is looking completely disastrous. It's 8k
he's
now.
Unkillable.
Yeah, he's unkillable. He really is. And it's like, we're not even factoring the... They have an Oracle too. Yep. Like, Jarex just can come in behind the majority of these times and save anybody who gets gone on. All 3 cores just so farmed.
Maybe this. StarLadder, Viper Strike down as well onto Seb. So she's going to use him up. I mean, that's kind of going to protect him for a little bit. Buy time for Jarex to come in with a false promise, and Seb's going to be more than fine. RNG now just have to back away and make sure they don't lose anyone for that attempt on Seb's life. It was unsuccessful. Seb surviving, he's picked up the Ogre Club. Very close to having a BKB.
I like this Dominator build on the StarLadder.
It makes it very tanky, very beefy.
It just like gives you even slight, like, it's pretty hard to get attack speed now, right? You don't really get it based off items too much anymore unless you go like that Midas, and that provides you attack speed as well as your teammates. So yes, definitely a nice pickup, and I mean they've just got like full control. I was talking about how RNG, they don't have ways to take objectives. They lost all 3 lanes, no ways to take objectives either. So look at the 3 towers. 1800 HP on the top one, 1732 on the middle one, 1735 on the bottom. They've done like 100 building damage so far this game. Yeah. Just haven't had the opportunity because of how poor the lanes went and just the nature of their heroes.
They haven't, it really feels like they haven't been able to do anything so far, RNG. They've just not managed to successfully coordinate a play, as you say, because they have been constantly playing behind.
Yep.
And with a lineup where 2 of your cores are a vibe, I mean, all 3 cores, these cores don't play well from behind. Ember, SF, and Viper. Especially the SF and Viper, these guys, they need to, you know, Viper needs to have a good lane, SF needs to have the ability to catch up with farm in the jungle. He can't do that because of the ward, the controls, the control that OG has over the map. There's nowhere for him to go safely. So it's a very slow game for them. Thompson, he just goes straight in on the mid lane, looks towards Flyby, will start to shift up on the strength. Eternity Ember Spirit has the backup of Jerax. And of course does still have that Aegis, so he's not too worried at all about any sort of response from RNG.
I didn't actually see that Monet went for the full Flame Guard build this game too. I haven't seen any Ember Spirit do this in a long time. I've been seeing the 1-4-1 build every time. Any versus an Oracle.
I'm going to say especially against an Oracle.
Yeah, that's
I mean, it feels like you're putting more points in a skill that isn't going to do anything.
It just gets dispelled immediately. Yeah. They're jumping forward though. They're actually able to find Jerax.
Okay, Seth pops the BKB. He's got the corrosive haze out onto Arfu. ILTW comes around as well. That'll be the tiny down and OG now. They're ready to look for more. The Sprout onto the 2 of them. Seth's able to get in position for the 2-man crush. That'll be Setsu dead. Monet pops the Sleight of Fist. He does have a remnant now to get back towards the tier 2 tower. Chase will be on. Adaptive strike out onto the Ember Spirit. ILTW gets the slow onto Flyby. Hobson seeing if he can poke any further, but will back off. Seb nearly dying to the tower there, but he's got that regen off the helmet of the Dominator.
Might get picked
Jump
here.
forward, Monet gets the Sleight of Fist, and he's got the kill. Big one there for Monet. 600 gold for the Ember Spirit. As RNG will be able to at least pick up something off the back of that trade, but still not nearly enough to swing the game or slow the game down, as OG do continue to maintain that very, very large lead.
And jeez, double BKB at the 18-minute mark already.
Wow, what happened there? Win probability.
Wait, what the hell happened to that one?
What the hell happened there?
Did they even get first blood? Oh, I don't think so. They lost 2 heroes right away at the beginning, didn't they?
I think that's the servers again, isn't it?
Maybe it liked I guess it liked the last pick, Shadow Fiend.
I guess so.
But it does not seem to be working out at all for RNG.
Nothing went to plan at the start. And RNG, they need some. But a momentous comeback in terms of a team fight. But as mentioned at the draft, they don't really have that. I'm sure neither team does, but when you're a team behind, you need to rely on some sort of wombo combo to get these big core kills. You're not going to do it. And as we mentioned many times, Thompson's morph this game is looking pretty unkillable.
Yeah, he's got just amazing heroes to turn into, and he's an Oracle behind him.
And here we go, waveform 4, they're ready to chase down the Tiny. Arfu's going to be the first to fall. Flyby trying to run back up to the base, but Seb goes in with the crush. That's the Viper dead as well. OG just continuing to overrun RNG, as there seems to be nothing that RNG could do to slow down this aggression.
And the thing is, I was talking about how they have to play reactionary because they have to try to defend these towers, but they're not getting farm out of this. No one's farming creeps on the map, and it's just, look where the creeps are. All 3 lanes pushed onto their side. They're just under so much heat here.
They'll find Jax, then holds back Monet with the Dispel, go for the self-false bomb. He's going to take a lot of damage. See if he can heal up through it. Monet continues to try and chase, but Jax,
he's okay.
Will be fine.
He had the 10 stick charges during the false promise.
Ooh, this is a nice one though for RNG. They get the grip into the Requiem combo. That will be ILTW dead. Do they get anything more with the slide?
They
do get no tail. RNG, they found 2. Seb pops the BKB, but he's surrounded by the 3 of them. They're going to turn after got the damage to bring him down through the BKB. Seb, he is going to fall. They get a 3rd kill, RNG. Buyback from the Bane. As RNG, they're not done. They know this is their opportunity to try and find more. The root's out of them all. Something from Monet. They've got Jerax. They're looking at what Thompson's trying to DP out. Will he be able to get out in time? He will. But RNG getting those 4 kills. That is the punch back they needed.
Beautiful grip by Lanem. They're finding the Troll Warlord on the side there. Just a little bit of overextension there by OG, just feeling themselves a bit. Troll just gets caught with that Requiem.
They just separated a little too far from one another. RNG showing they can still poke back. Obviously, they are going to need a few more of those to get the game back in sort of their half.
A lot more of those.
A lot more of those, yeah. It's still that 9k lead. But that's definitely a sign that RNG, they've still got that power. If OG make mistakes, which as we've seen OG, they've made a few mistakes recently in a few of their series, it can happen. RNG can still swing this one around.
Yeah, they start getting big items off of that, right? Like even when you're behind and you get these type of kills, you get pretty good gold for your for everybody. So the Viper, I believe, has the mech finished up. Ember finished up a Maelstrom during that last one. So they're all approaching their next item. So maybe the team fight could come into play there. Because their team fight, I mean, it's hard to say because they're behind now, but their team fight overall looks a little bit better. If they had equal, if they were equal gold, their team fight would look better. But they're not at that point. And OG still has firm grasp of the game, though. They still are putting the pressure on all 3 lanes, and RNG, sure, they win that fight quite handedly, but they don't have anything to transition it into.
OG back as for inside the jungle of RNG, making it hard for RNG to come out of the map. Bye-bye will have a bit of a poke on ILTW. Space is there for Monet at least.
They're controlling the RNG jungle, waiting for that next Roche.
Yeah.
How long is the spawn? It is a long one.
Keep the game going. Hold it at this point, OG. Tail working on leveling up his Necro books.
Spamming Wrath of Nature every time the CD is up to keep that lane pressure going on so RNG can't come out and actually find any type of pickups. They're just allowing their cores to farm a little bit more on the side of OG. They're approaching it, in particular Seb's Blink Dagger for him to get in and out, because their initiation right now on OG is just like morphling, waveforming in and turning into a hero. So once Seb has that, they can reliably start fights easier. I believe SF, as Setsu does have the full BKB now. So a bit safer. Still has to watch out for that massive physical damage that comes out with that Corrosive Haze, Troll, and Morphling. Push themselves forward here a bit, and they're actually claimed all of the vision. Yeah, they claimed their jungle, and they've taken out all the vision from OG right now. OG's vision, or OG's map is pretty dark at the moment.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Setsu will make the smart move to get out of that top area. OG coming in with the smoke.
RNG, look, they might be smoking too. They're probably going to smoke down to the bottom lane to meet the Ember Spirit as he's cutting the wave, hoping that they can maybe 5 OG while they're trying to make a move.
Wow, ILTW very close to their smoke, but of course at the same time OG are on the high ground ready to back ILTW up if RNG go on him. They're going to try with the rod at least, but Setsu straight away jumps to the backlines, gets the 2-man crush. BKB comes out from Setsu. Defensive Nightmare attempted onto Flyby, but Flyby will still fall. The Viper's dead. Zoji will try and hunt for more. Setsu's BKB about to wear off. They'll get the axes out and upon him. Thompson turns into the Bane, has the brain sap and the adaptive structure. Nuke down. Setsu will get the Requiem off, but with 2 dead on RNG, there's no help for Setsu. Setsu will fall.
Jerax gets gone on by the Ember, but just immediately false promises himself. Actually has a long duration Fortune's Ember.
And indeed, No-Tail TP's in with vision on the high ground. Corrosive Haze is out onto Monet. Seb jumps in with the crush. Monet will fall off, who tries his best with the Blink Avalanche. A buyback comes out from Monet. No-Tail's going to TP back to base to reheal and regenerate up.
The Corrosive Haze, the StarLadder, it just makes everyone hit so hard to those RNG heroes. The Viper just seems incredibly squishy, even though he has a mech and an Atos.
Jump forward from Marfu again. The Avalanche, No-Tail, holds Monet in place. Seb's going to be there with a follow-up, jumps in with a crush. Monet, he's got to try and get himself out of it. He's got a sleight of fist. Does he have a remnant? He's going to get stunned by the adaptive strike. Monet is dead. 75 seconds without the Ember Spirit.
Where did he throw did he remnant on top of himself? Because he threw the remnant. I think he did it on top of himself.
Dire's middle tower.
Either way, he was not getting out of there. No-Tail, he will not get out of there either.
They saved the racks at least.
They do manage to push OG back, but OG continuing to just inch that little further forward in terms of a lead. 15k net worth and a big loss for the gold of Monet there as he dies back.
Yeah, and they claim their 4 bounty runes as well for OG, so yeah, they're still cruising, and it's not like now they don't have anything to do. Roche is up, so now they back up and they'll be able to claim that objective very quickly with their 3 cores.
Very quickly.
Yeah. StarLadder. Hoping we'd see this hero come back after they change the Bash to the Deep.
Setsu
they're hunting.
Being pretty brave here. He's going out alone. He's got to get out immediately. He knows they're going to be hunting for him as soon as he raises the creep wave, but no tell. He's going to have the vision from the Sprout to find him. Sepsi pops the BKB. He's going to try and rev up a Requiem, but the bash comes through from Seb. And no chance for any sort of counterplay from the Shadow Fiend.
And even if he does, like, they have the Dispel for the Yules too. Like, he just can Dispel to mess up the combo, and by then he could also just Fade Seed to stop it afterwards too.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
Yeah, this last big Shadow Fiend is definitely not working. Not working out for RNG.
It was not the play.
It just made everything so. It made their lanes just way too awkward.
OG must have been smiling when they saw that last pick.
I mean, Panel said it too, right? Like, Grant, as soon as he saw the Shadow Fiend, he's like, I don't know what they're thinking with that one, because now, where the hell does Viper go?
Maybe they just forgot they drafted a mid. You know, it happens, right? That happens in my pub games. You always get two in the middle lane. Now down into the base, they'll go forward onto the Bane. There for 30 seconds. And OG will look towards the tier 3 tower. Is there anything RNG could do here? Monet.
Oh, he just gets chained himself.
Oh boy, he's dead. GG is called, and OG will take game 1 of this best of 3. And they made it look pretty easy from the draft onwards. There was that at one point where there was an okay fight for RNG, but other than that, it was just smooth sailing from OG from the end of the draft to the end of the game. It was all going OG's way.
Yeah, I mean, RNG